What's up, guys? This is post-production Plasma Dragon. I have gone through and basically edited the whole video for this review. It is quite a lot of talking, however, there is a lot of important points that I make in this video. This is not a normal gameplay video that I post. This isn't me showing how many kills I get. This isn't me showing how much fun we had, because this is me going over all the fun that we didn't have, or the lack of fun that we had, you could say. This is going to be a review from the field, the staff, the players that we ran into, and in the next video I have something special, so stay tuned for that. And I do apologize for all the talking, but it was necessary.
Hey you guy. I cannot tell you how many times he said, hey guys.
Welcome back to the channel, Dragons. If you've seen my last video, then you would know that this is part 2 of my mini-series of our trip to Milwaukee. The good, the bad, the ugly. Today we're going to go over the bad. Now, I generally don't like to think of myself as a very negative person. I try to stay positive wherever I can, especially when it comes to Airsoft and how much I love playing Airsoft and the hobby and all the friends that I've created. However, with the experience that we had here at this field, we would be doing the hobby an injustice by not mentioning what occurred here today. So to start, I just want to talk about the field. I've got a couple of quick points here. First off, there was some wet spots that were on the field. One big one was on the other side of spawn. There was a giant puddle of water. None of the staff had mentioned anything about this, so this is an obvious safety hazard, especially with the way that the floor is. You could very easily slip and hurt yourself. I slipped on water one time at lag, did the splits, nearly split my nutsack open. It was not a fun time. Next I have to say is that there are some windows that were covered by some like wire mesh, some like freaking whatchamacallit, like a screen that you could not shoot through. Obviously people can't shoot through it anyways, but it just felt completely unnecessary. Like, the only purpose that that served was so that people could look through it and know exactly who's in what room. It completely, in my opinion, took away from the fun of having to clear corners and going into a room not knowing whether you're going to run into one guy, 5 guys, or nobody, you know? You'd see in the gameplay sometimes there'd be dudes just sitting in that window, staring into it with their guns down, just telling their team, like, oh, there's 3 guys in that room, there's 2 guys in that room, you know, not doing anything. So it makes trying to push up very hard in some spots. I feel like this could be easily fixed if they just covered up the windows or allowed you to shoot through it, but personally, if you can't shoot the window to begin with, I think them covering it up would just be the best idea for them to do. All right, and then my last gripe has to do with the game modes that we played. So I played personally 5 games, and 4 of them were really team deathmatch based. The first game we played was obviously team deathmatch. The second and third game we played were kind of like variants of Noodle that we play at lag, where you have to find an item on the map, take it to a certain point, you win the game. However, the way that the refs had explained it was just, it's team deathmatch, unlimited respawns, but there's this thing that you need to do to actually win the game. That was it. Team deathmatch, unlimited respawns, that's how they called it. And just the fact that we played 4 team deathmatches in a row, because we did team deathmatch, tire, the map where we had to find, the game mode where we had to find the little Grogu, and then another team deathmatch. Like 4 in a row? Really? Come on. You're better than that. Well, maybe you're not, but you can be. Airsoft Arena, you can be better. This field is really cool. That's why I'm doing this video. Constructive criticism. It's my review. I'm not happy. My boys aren't happy. Hello? Nope. Yeah.
Watch that firing.
Okay. So this is where we run into one of our multiple issues we had at this field, which is the staff. Now, this guy that you saw in this clip, he was the main one that we had issues with staffing-wise, but there's a couple of other things here. Now, at the beginning of the day, before you even play on their field, they make you go through a safety brief video, which basically explains their rules and policies and everything like that. One of their rules, which I have here my QRF Mod 3. This is the same gun that I was using in that video, just I got a new red dot for it. So this one that got shot out, I still have it. I don't know why. I got a new one, so it works. Anyways, in their rules, you were supposed to have your hand completely around the grip with your index finger on the trigger, and you were supposed to shoot like that. You are not supposed to do this, you know, like how some speed guys do, speed soft and shit like that. I can't really get a good angle on it, but you're not supposed to, you know, go like this, and you're not supposed to feather your trigger. You're supposed to shoot like this. Now, it did not say anything in their safety brief in regards to trigger finger. So what you saw in that clip was me going like this, which is completely towards their rules, but they had a problem with it. And I'm not the only one they had a problem with. They also called out Jeff on it and a couple of other guys from our group. And to be honest, I think us in the entire group from Iowa are the only people they talked to about this, because everybody was spam firing the shit out of their triggers.
What?
I fear no man, but that thing. It scares me.
I think I got him in the dick.
Moving on to the next point is this ref in particular that I looked at who called me out on my trigger finger. He was the most disrespectful, rude, just nightmarishly asshole of a person that I have ever met in Airsoft. So he just talked down on all of us like we were just pieces of shit. Like we were nothing compared to him. Like he was the ruler of the world. We were all out in the field waiting for the game to start, and he was going over the rules, and people are talking, you know, they're chit-chatting. We're out with the boys. People are hanging out. It wasn't just us. It was some other guys that were there too. And he pipes up, and he goes, "Hey, if your conversation is more important to what the fuck I'm saying, then you can pack up your shit and get out." That is not how you talk to people. I don't give a fuck what business you are in or where you work. That is not how you talk to your customers. Especially not when people drive several hours and spend hundreds of dollars to come to your business, support your business, play at your field, whatever. That is not how you talk to anybody. I work in customer service. I know that. And to be honest, even if you don't work in customer service, you should probably know that's not how you should talk to people at your job. Not when money's on the line. Especially not when it's not your fucking business and you're a dude just bragging about making $8 an hour. I don't judge anyone based on how much money they make or what they do for a living, but if you're going to be a fucking absolute douche about it and say shit like that, you're going to get called out. And he got called the fuck out. He got so pissed off because I don't know if he overheard us talking about him to one of the other managers that was there, or if the manager had spoke to him directly. But basically Logan, fucking MVP, went and talked to the dude, and the guy was sent home without pay. And that's what happens. Fuck that guy. Fuck that referee.
God. Fuck. Shit. Yeah, I got a fucking bad knee. It's starting to hurt. Oh, fuck. Shit.
And to make matters worse, of course, my injured knee decided it wanted to act up. But I had to kind of cut out a little clip there and replay it so that you could see. I'm going to show it here real quick for you as well. So as you can see in this clip, right there, shot the guy. He keeps shooting, so I passed by this barrier, shoot him again. And of course, that's when my knee started hurting. But this is an issue that we had a lot, was just people not calling hits. Maybe he didn't feel it. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But still, it was an issue.
Big hill! Big hill! It should be on.
Just so that you understand the extent of how much of a dick this guy was, I want to read to you this review, this letter that Paul is writing to the owner. He says, "I've spent 20 plus years as a customer facing an employee in the necessity utility industry, mostly specializing in solving irate customer issues. I've also refereed over 500 hockey games from kids to AA leagues and played in thousands of hockey games. I see this as tens of thousands of prime opportunities to have negative experiences with my customers in places I've been a customer. In all those years in games, I have never been spoken to or treated the way I was at the Airsoft Arena on Saturday, March 26th, 2023. The downright vulgarity and disrespect towards paying customers was unreal from the quote-unquote man who refereed the second and third matches of the day. My 14-year-old son and his 3 friends had to sit through a 15-minute filth fest of obscenity, dick references, and being spoken to like a resident in the county jail. His 15-minute profanity-laced seminar before each match repeated the exact things everyone was just made to watch in the safety video was redundant and unnecessary. It seemed more like a stage for him to flex the imaginary power he wielded. It was a joke. We came to play Airsoft, not listen to the round mound of sound run his cake hole and make threats to customers who were tired of his blabbing. The thought that somebody paid this guy to represent their business is astonishing, but somebody paying him to talk to customers is mind-blowing, to say the least. It is easy to see why this place with such a great arena isn't full of players and has such an awful reputation. Sorry for the stuttering. Let's move on. This guy I've referred to as above... Fuck. The guy I've referred to above is an absolute disgrace to the Airsoft Arena, the Airsoft community, and to humanity in general. At no time did he present the actions of a referee or even a decent human being. To call this guy a piece of shit is an insult to shit, and to be honest, anything that comes in pieces too. Being the person who convinced 20 people to drive 3.5 to 4.5 hours each way to visit this establishment was truly embarrassing. This man created a toxic environment from his first words and made every effort to escalate it with each passing minute. I can clearly see why online videos and reviews of the place are so scathing. I watched him integrity check one of our players with 8 seconds left by shooting him in the butt 3 times from his perch, where he stayed sedentary the entire match. I was then shown 4 marks on one of our guys' backs from right below his neck from quote-unquote integrity checks, and a 15-year-old boy with 5 marks on his back from his odd test of integrity. He should have turned the gun on himself and tested his own integrity, which I'm sure he would have failed miserably. Again, sorry for the stutters. When he did lumber down from his pedestal, he lacked any identifying clothing, bright colors like a normal ref, and wore a camo tactical vest with a rifle. Looks just like a player from the team without armbands, right? Well, take a guess who cussed out a minor and threatened to kick him out when he was shot in the dark hallway. Yep, your employee of the month. After 2 frustrating rounds, our group was ready to pack up and head home. Our day had been ruined by that point, and I was afraid things were going to turn violent. Thankfully, we saw a familiar face from the enjoyable trip we made there a few weeks ago. One of our players was able to remain level-headed enough at this point to go and speak our grievances calmly. Holy shit, I'm stupid. And even after being shot in the butt 3 times by this ref. The ref in question was asked to pack his stuff and head out, but the damage had already been done. We did our best to salvage the remaining day, but the actions of your employees just ruined the mood in the day for us. This is the most fun-loving group of people I've ever had the pleasure of playing with, and the wind was completely taken out of their sails. It was really sad to see. We hadn't been together in a month since our indoor facility closed, and this should have been an awesome day. Instead, it's a waste of money, time, and energy. Anything less than a formal apology on your social media platforms, the termination of this employee, and a full refund will be considered unacceptable and a slap in the face. I could not say it better myself. That is a fucking work of art!
That Jeff. Got one. Oh, he's far out there.
Hey, you!
Yeah. Oh, not me.
You!
Jeffrey.
The last time we're going to talk about your fire rate.
Okay.
Cool? I just think about it like this. Bang, 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 bang. It's fine.
Dude, let us play the fucking game.
Now, obviously, in that clip I just showed, I did not show him being vulgar or saying anything necessarily inappropriate. However, the way that he had spoke to Jeff was still a little bit iffy, in my opinion. Hey, you! This is the last time I'm going to talk to you about your fire rate. Again, there was no rules about rate of fire. No fanning the trigger, no feathering the trigger. You have to have a trigger guard. Those were the rules. There was nothing about rate of fire, other than obviously no fully automatic, but that's pretty much how all indoor fields are.
Got him. Hit!
Okay, now as you probably learned me reading Paul's review, I'm a little bit fucking stupid. I don't know how to read. I'm kind of dyslexic, so I'm going to do my best to read Kevin's review here and not stutter through it, but no promises. So he says, we went to Milwaukee with all my boys today, a group of about 15 of us, and needless to say, I'm very disappointed in all of the gameplay today and how unprofessional the arena is with instructions and how they yell at you for speaking in general as if this was a school class. Made me upset to see that at our building, lag, respect was the #1 rule in this field. There was never one moment somebody wasn't having a good time. Our entire day was ruined because of the ref talking down to everyone and thinking he can talk to you like you were stupid. Sorry, not sorry. I'm very respectful and extremely respected in Airsoft, especially being ranked #1 at our building. This is true. Kevin is a fucking god. Bang rule. I thought I wouldn't be a problem, but was definitely one of the biggest issues with people trying to cheat out of a death all day. And I did have a few arguments with the excuse of, you are too close. Sorry, that's the point of the bang rule. I didn't want to draw blood. I know how hard my gun shoots. I know how bad I can hurt someone. So what he's referring to is a player that I also had issues with who's going to be in my next video, who basically, Kevin came up, bang killed him, and he was like, oh, you're too close for a bang kill. That's the whole fucking purpose of the bang kill. It's the minimum engagement distance. You're trying not to hurt somebody because you're too close. Moving on, there were issues with more than half of our group with a ref who used extremely harsh language and acted as if he was the biggest top dog on the planet and was purposely shooting most of my guys from the ref tower because he felt like it. While also we have trigger fingers, we are used to shooting fast, we don't overshoot people on purpose. In our first game, the ref made threats to send us home because we could shoot our guns fast. One group had a talk with the head manager and the problem was at least taken care of, and that guy was sent home without pay. In that case, may seem harsh, but was very fair because of the disrespectfulness. So, also, as Paul had mentioned, one of our members of our group, Logan, went and talked to the head manager. The referee was sent home. He was not paid for the day, nor did he deserve to be. Fuck that guy. He goes on to say, map and modes were fun, but games are quite long, so it does get a tad boring after a while because of the modes. Outside field equipment was not taken care of. Nothing is priced, and all the pistols were covered completely in dust, which makes the products you're trying to sell easier to break, especially not being cleaned or maintained. Kevin worked at LAG for a little while. If you were to ever go to LAG, none of the equipment had dust on it. None of the guns had dust on them. Nothing was dirty. Everything was clean, spotless. I looked at those guns like 1,000 times. Everything was good. Here was the complete opposite. Everything was just covered in filth and dust. Nothing was priced. And they were selling BBs, the 4,000 accounts, for like 40, 50 bucks a bag. Supply and demand, I get it. If they don't have that much, they want to sell, they want to up the price on it. Sure. But really? After we were treated here, I ran out of ammo, and I didn't even bother buying any. I wasn't going to. I was like, fuck it. Luckily, one of the guys in our group gave me a bag of ammo. Big fucking shout out. You're the GOAT. Moving on. He says, water was all over the floor, creating an unsafe environment on a marble floor, along with the problem of a no-slide rule. But I don't slide much, so I don't care about it. But for everyone else, it matters for movement. Basically, yeah, so there's a rule where you cannot slide on the field. Yeah, but, it's a little hard not to slide on the field when your feet are wet every time you walk back to spawn, and you're slipping all over the fucking place. I had an incident at LAG where there was some wet spots on the floor. Now, the difference was the referees here did not tell us about any wet spots. They didn't say there was any water on the ground. Nothing like that. There was nothing signifying where the wet spots were. Nothing. At LAG, Rob specifically showed it to us. They had cones around it. He was like, avoid these areas, whatever. When I was at LAG one time, we were playing Capture the Flag. I slipped and fucking did the splits and hurt the shit out of my legs. And they cared. Here, they didn't give a shit. It was very obvious. Kevin goes on to finish up and says, for a 3-hour, 30-minute drive, I'm very upset that we didn't have a good experience, but together we kept each other calm and collected, but I will not ever return to that field. And then he goes on to say, this is a personal experience, not to offend anyone that may have played there before, but sorry, place is shit. Totally agreed.
No, but sorry.
Did he talk to you about fire weight?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, he gave Jeff a final warning.
I know. In their safety brief or whatever, it said you must have one hand around, one finger on the trigger. You can't fan it, right? That's not fanning.
Not fanning.
It's called a trigger finger.
Right?
Bunch of fucking pussies, dude.
Now, moving on to my next topic with the employees, we had, I think, probably 4 or 5 different referees while we were playing there, so a lot of the games were very inconsistent. However, one of the referees that we had, we were playing a game mode that was similar to King of the Hill, where there was an objective that each team had to fight control over. The referee did not explain where the objective was. He did not show us where it was or anything like that. He basically, here's exactly his words. He was like, who all here has played this game mode before? A couple people raised their hands. He was like, all right, so there's this objective. You pull it one side, it goes blue. One side, it goes red. And then he was like, it's a little far away, so I'm not going to show you guys, but I hope you have somebody on your team who's played this game before. That was it. You literally get paid to referee the games, and by doing so, you have to make sure that the people that are playing understand the rules and how to play the game. But you are passing that job onto other people that do not work there, that do not get paid to do that. When I referee at LAG, I do it because I want to, because it's fun, because I enjoy the building, and I enjoy the people there. But I know all the game modes, I know all the rules, we make sure that everything is explained before the game starts. This dude, instead, was just like, you guys will figure it out. Go shoot people. Which, honestly, sure, we'll figure it out. We'll go shoot people, whatever. That's all we are here to do. But again, it gets boring because this was, again, just another team deathmatch mode that we ended up playing.
Yeah. Here, back up. I'm gonna push. Here, Sam.
What's up?
And last but certainly not least, the issue we had with the staff members was just their overall general unhelpfulness. Now, we had 2 separate issues. First was when it came to Paul. He had a tracer unit die, or it was Landon's that died, so Paul went to go plug it in, and he walks up and he's like, hey, is there anywhere that we can plug this in at? And he just goes, no. He's like, okay, there's no outlets or anything, and the dude's just, no. That's it. That's it. Once again, customer service just out the window. Doesn't give a shit. No fucks given. Whatever. The issue I personally had is I went up there because I wanted to try to buy a rail riser so that I could use this red dot that I brought along because it was kind of hard to see through my iron sights for some reason. I'm out of practice. I don't know. But I walk up to him and I'm like, hey man, do you guys happen to sell optic risers? And he's just, no. That was it. He, and like working in customer service, you're supposed to, be friendly about it. He could have just been like, nah, sorry, man, we don't. Or he could have been like, unfortunately, we don't. He could have even been like, we don't, but we sell these other optics that are risen already. Maybe I would have bought a red dot from him that day. But no, the dude was just total nonchalant, didn't give a shit. So I just walked away. I did not spend $1 more than I had to in that field. Other than my admission price, I did not pay $1 in that field. I didn't buy BBs. Like I said, I ran out. One of our boys gave me some. I didn't want to spend more money in that field, especially not after dick shit McFacefuck talked to us, after the way he talked to us. No way in hell I was going to spend money at that store. No way in hell do I recommend anywhere or anyone go there to spend money there at all, the way that we were treated.
Woo! Your nuts good?
I did not get it first time. I don't know how much it did or what.
Rip. I've had these goggles for almost a year. And this is the first time they're starting to fog up. Yeah. Which is not bad if you think about it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Of course it would be at this field though, right? Ooh.
And finally, moving on to our last bad point of the day. At least for this video, they were all bad points. Moving on to the last bad point for this video was the players. Now, don't get me wrong. There are bad apples in everything. It doesn't matter what the hobby is. It doesn't matter what the fandom is. There is always somebody or some group of people to ruin it. But holy shit, we ran into a lot of fucking people at this field that were trying their very much hardest to ruin this for us. I got a couple of notes from Kevin here, so I'm going to read them off to you. Alright, so your boy Frost goes on to say, you can bring up my conversation of how I bang killed 3 people, and Jeff was a witness. One of them waited till I went past them to pull their gun back up and shoot me in the back. My next encounter was a bang kill that apparently I was too close to bang kill, so that was again the incidents that I had said before when I read out his review. Last encounter, and you can say this, I did unload an 80 round mid-cap mag into him, and all of them hit him on his side. He did not call himself out. I believe this was the same guy that I had my issue with, which will be in the next video.
Damn, that sucks.
Then I go on in the group chat here and I said, I'm recording voiceovers for the video right now. If anyone wants me to say anything on their behalf, say it now. Kevin says, Dragon group shit on the Dragon Slayer group. So there was a group of guys there who had a team. They went by the Dragon Slayers. Obviously, us being the Elemental Dragons, we shit on them, of course. They suck. Cody says, the ref told me to slow down the trigger finger a couple of times and he shot me 7 times. So going to the integrity shots and the stupid trigger finger rule, whatever. Bullshit. And just all of that was freaking bullshit.
I'm backing up. I'm backing up.
Come across.
Go.
Watch the door.
Now, I do want to say that not everybody that we played with was bad. Not everybody was cheating. Not everybody wasn't calling their hits. However, it was the few people that were cheating and not calling their hits, on top of the shitty ref and the issues we all had with the field, that just made the entire experience just frustrating. This sport only works when everybody does their part to make it work. And when you're not calling your hits and when you're being an asshole, it just doesn't work. And that's the bad rap that this sport has, and that's why people look down on airsoft and even paintball too. You are the problem. These people are the problem with airsoft, and they are just continuing to be the problem, and it's going to be the reason why people look down on us for playing this sport and enjoying it.
Outside of the room.
Alright everybody, so that's going to do it for this video. It's going to do it for my review of the Airsoft Arena. Now, again, if you have played at this field and you enjoyed yourself, do not stop me from enjoying yourself. Go have fun, go play Airsoft. We need more people in our community. However, I just want those who are watching this video, who do end up seeing this, to know that we did not have a good time here. We did not have fun with certain aspects. But anyways, leave a like, comment what you think down below. Any of you guys that were there, if I missed anything, feel free to leave it in the comment section. I know there's stuff that I missed. It's just I have a lot to go through based on my own personal experiences, but also telling you guys other experiences from some of the boys that we went with. Overall, the trip there, driving there was fine. Seeing everybody again was great. It's been a month since I had gotten to see everybody. I saw Kevin and them when I got my tattoo the week before we went, but still, like, we hadn't been able to all play in a month, and there's still really no update on lag and where that's going to be going, so we don't really have a field to play at yet. However, coming up on April 8th, which as of recording this video is about a week and a half away, Central City Airsoft is debuting their season, so I know there's a couple of the guys that will be going to that. I will probably be going myself. I just have to make sure that my work schedule is able to work around that, so I'm able to take the time off. So maybe we'll have some outdoor gameplay to show off for you guys. And then we've even been looking at some other fields, Paintball Explosion in Illinois, some other places. So we're definitely going to have some more footage coming out. I still have my next video to make, which is the ugly. I've got more Purgatory content, and I'm not going anywhere. Airsoft is not going anywhere. The boys are not going anywhere. You guys, the Dragons are only going stronger. We have a new member by the name of Nebula Dragon. He was a blast to play with at the Airsoft Arena, and he had been to LAG before. I don't know if I've really seen him in any of my videos. I can't point him out, though. When we went here, he was wearing a pink Kirby beanie, so if you see him in the video, that is our new member. However, I also have Hunter, my boy Hunter. I gotta we gotta think of a dragon name for him so we can add him. We've been calling him Cholesterol Dragon for shits and giggles. We called him the Traffic Cone Dragon because of his fucking yellow camo banana suit bitch ass wearing shit that he had at LAG one time. But we gotta think of a real dragon name for him so that we can induct him into the group. But for now, this is going to be the end. Stay tuned for the ugly, and then I'll have some more Purgatory content coming out, and hopefully I'll be able to go to Central City with my boys, and we'll be able to roll up there. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
I'm glad I bought the gloves from here.
Told you not to.